Okay, let's see. Mic's good, mic's on. Game sound is ticking away in the back, or at least it should be. Desktop audio playing. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're enjoying our little startup screen. We're just doing a few basic stream checks before we get rolling. I was gonna do something I've completely forgotten. Oh my god! That's not frustrating at all. Oh, that's really annoying. I'm sure it was something important as well. Well, we're on a 3-minute delay. Let's go. We're in. Oh, Jesus, I've just remembered what it was, and I haven't set up the green screen yet. Oh, Jesus. I'm such a potato, right? The good news is, and at some point, I almost feel like I could not. I mean, obviously, I'm too small fry for Elgato to actually use the channel as a sponsorship, but I really think, you know, that the number of Elgato products that I have on the go here is just a little bit manic. And I could be like quite a good little advertising platform for them, because everything they make works, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. I think it's can be tricky to find. Companies that produce just very reliable, consistently reliable technology. So let's see if that green screen is indeed doing what we want it to be doing. Let's just move OBS and YouTube round. Oh yeah, that's better. That's much better. Ah, I remembered what I was doing. Norton, where are you? Silent mode for you for the next 6 hours, you bugger. Eating up into my CPU. Right, let's go into the garage screen. Excellent. The green screen filter's on. Look at us. Struggling. Magic. Oh, it's a bit dark. That's not good. Somewhat better. Missed a bit. Amazing. 3 minutes of the finest warm-up. What are we doing? Where are we going? What's happening? I have many questions, and I'm looking forward to an excellent stream this evening. You join us here for the Zenith League. We're in Season 2. It's an interesting format. I'm on the Discord server. I was having a chat with my mate Sam, who's part of, definitely pretty high up on the organising committee at the very least, shall we say. And he was talking me through the particulars of this tournament format. Now, it's a league. So I said, are you going to behave if I put you there? Excellent. So it's a league rather than a knockout tournament. Each fixture, they're doing it quite well staggered. Error, YouTube is not receiving enough data. Why? Why is YouTube not receiving enough data? Ah, Christ. Is something betraying me? Am I betrayed by a device? Let's see. We're just here trying to get our 6,000 bits, and for whatever reason, we're not getting that. Let's see, task manager. Show me where the issue is. I don't understand. Well, that's frustrating. I'm getting spikes. That's the data, the upload speed is not consistent. And I'm on a wired connection, so there's really no reason why it should be inconsistent, shall we say. Let's see. Good old OBS. We've dropped 62.8% of the frames. That is fantastic. Let's have a quick check-in. %62 of the frames. It looks like it's making it up now. I don't understand this at all. I don't understand what blessed thing on my end is being a pain in the ass. Let's quit that program. Oh, we're still struggling. We're getting some green now, though. And some red and some orange. Yeah, we've stabilized. Okay, we're green. We've stabilized. Was it Discord? Nope, now we're red. We might have to do a hard reset. Okay, now we've got an excellent connection. I hope that stays. Nope. Oh my god! It's really hard to concentrate on streaming because OBS, it has a of course we've got the 3-minute delay built in, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. But it has like a little colored marker in the bottom right hand corner, which goes from very, very angry, unhappy red all the way through to lovely, delicious, rich green. And of course, the green one is like, hey, everything's going really well. And the red one is like, I mean, we're not even really sending any data. And it's been red for most of us. We've dropped 4,651 frames, which is incredible. I'm just gonna, whatever this is, I'm turning it off. I mean, that's not even connected. I've disconnected every other device from the Wi-Fi. So, Jesus. That's exceptionally frustrating. Wild One Helper is saying blame wargaming for ping. I think I might, to be honest. No, this is not actually wargaming. This is the issues we're having here are in OBS. And unless wargaming have branched out and bought out streaming software. But I mean, no, the connection between me and YouTube is shite this evening. But it's good. We've got quite a lot of people here waiting to start. So basically, the Zenith League, it's a league format. Let me just try opening, because I've got lots of useful information in Discord, and I really hope Discord isn't the culprit. But I mean, it looks like it might be. That would be frustrating. Oh my god! It's really... My poor pig is just like, nah, mate. So basically, they're going to play... this evening, we're going to see these two teams battle it out. 4 maps playing each spawn, so there's going to be 8 individual battles. This evening, we're going to be playing on Fort Despair, Dynasties Pearl, Desert Sands, and Canal. So, a nice kind of... a nice spread of maps. We've got... yeah, those are some classic tournament maps, which is looking pretty good. It's 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. And those points go into the league. And, well, to put it bluntly, at the moment, both Zenith and HNKL have played they've played 1 match so far out of the league format. And they've both lost against their first opponents. And, oh. That's interesting. That's very interesting. We're going in. Okay, it was having a complete spaz out. Looks like Blade Runner's having some issues. I'm having some issues. Wow. We miss the first minute of the battle. That is exceptionally bad. I don't know what to do about this connection issue, because there's literally, I don't have anything. I don't have any issues. Well, there's nothing that I can do. And everything was working perfectly yesterday. So, I am somewhat at a loss here. But it looks like Zenith have got the best of their opponent, HNKL. It looks like... well, North American servers down. It sounds like that it's not just me. There are some general stability issues here. Okay, Wilds One is saying the stream's looking good. Well, I'm telling you, from my end, I have, because OBS is saying it's having a hard time connecting to the internet, and that should be separate from Blitz. In theory, that should be separate from Blitz. And I mean, I know that I've dropped 27% of my frames of the material that OBS is recording and then is capturing and then sending on the 3-minute delay to YouTube. Over a quarter, every 4th frame has not been sent. That's a bit mad. But that ratio is getting better all the time, and now it's lag spiking again. I don't understand. Maybe there's something YouTube's at. Yeah, that's this is very peculiar. We're going in second map on Desert Sands. We're in at the beginning. Let's focus. Let's try and move past our rampant connection issues, our connectivity issues, and let's try and focus on the games, because this league deserves the best of our... Oh my god, I never realized the train's got a little smoke on it. Anyway, Zenith, red team, South Spawn, teeing up against HNKL, blue team, North Spawn. No, now I'm freezing up. Zenith running a really interesting dynamic lineup. Triple E5s, double 62, T22, and an IS4. HNKL, a lot more heavies in the pocket. Double, triple IS, can't even read, quadruple IS4, double T110E5 and a Vickers, and HNKL have got a really solid lead here. They've jumped right out into the city, capped off C early. They're going to have a 30 cap point lead. Zenith controlling the map with A. They are at a cap deficit. That's a bit of a problem. That is actually very, very problematic for Zenith, because they're really going to struggle to push in, but they're finding good farming shots here. We can see that Boom Shakalak and Kitsul are farming across. HNKL taking the opportunity with Hazard 87 and Yeetabix hit for 730 on the crossing. T62 Alpha getting a little bit bold. He's looking for the reset on B. He won't get it. HNKL, that's a key moment in the game. And HNKL, although they've lost more hit points overall so far, they are still just about leading with a 600 HP lead. That's 2 medium shots, 1.5 heavy shots. They need to retain their hit points. What they have to do is force Zenith to push in and try and get some kills and cap resets, and they can outplay them in the city. The issue, of course, is if we look at the minimap, HNKL don't have control over this area of the city. Boom Shakalak and Blade Runner and Kajitsu are really locking down here. Now, will HNKL be able to do anything? It looks like they are. They're pushing out. This is an interesting rotation from Zenith. They're abandoning the A cap. They pulled out a large number of HNKL players, but I don't think that Zenith are aware of this. I don't think that they know. That's Anna and Adeline, Mr. Shark Jr., Nixpal, and Master Tank Stern. I don't think they know. Well, actually, although those ties have gone back inside. Zenith now on the C reset. HNKL will be losing a little bit of that lead. They haven't capped off A, and actually it's an interesting play because Zenith are split. They've got 3 behind the plane on A, but they are in danger of being swarmed here, and not in the good way, because in come the HNKL cavalry, and Zenith are in a real bind. They're going to have to try and deal with Anna on the outside and then try and rely on the cap pressure, but if they lose 4 tanks here, and Yeetabix, the T62 Alpha is down, Nixpal is getting focused. He might go down here, but not before he takes down Kizul in the T22. Blade Runner will pick up Nixpal, but Boom Shakalak goes down to Hazard 87. Now Blade Runner, last man standing for Zenith on the C-Cap. HNKL not resetting that C-Cap aggressively or quickly. That's bought Zenith a lot of time. Zenith they chase down Anna N in the IS4 going towards B. They're going to counter cap B. That might give Zenith. They've got a 2-gun deficit here. We're looking at a double T110E5 and Biscuit in the T62 Alpha for Zenith, holding a 2-cap to currently none advantage. C's going to swing over for HNKL, but that will give... Oh my god, they left the circle. They're absolutely insane. HNKL just throwing away an easy cap win, and now they're forcing themselves into a situation with 3 caps ticking on the clock. I mean, they just need 1 kill, to be fair. It's not super stressful, but it could have been over by now. HNKL. Oh my god. Living life dangerously. Biscuits running away, but I think it's going to be the T138T going down to Adeline. That's going to be where it's going to come in. This is the kill shot. This is the game-winning shot. No, it's not! Zenith! Zenith, take it! Oh my goodness me. Would you believe it? HNKL with a massive misplay, and this is actually one of the more exciting things that you see. This is one of the more exciting things that you will see in a community tournament with teams, let's say outside of the top 8, is you will probably get some OBS. Stay green, OBS. Oh man, it's just... this is just painful. What's happening? What is happening at this particular... I'm gonna run a speed test later because I'm pretty sure it's not an issue my end. because I have got like absolutely lit Wi-Fi. And I'm plugged in. My laptop. He's plugged in, and we're just really struggling, really struggling, which is a shame. But we're going now. Desert Sands, no more. I think we're going to be moving on to Canal. Canal is the next map. And no, it's not a best of 8. Although we're going to play 4 maps, each spawn in each map, that's going to be 8 individual battles. It's not going to be the first one to 4 or 5 victories, whatever it takes it. It's all 8 battles are going to be played, and those points are going to go in towards the overall league score. So, really, every individual result matters. Wins, obviously, are beating your opponent is good. But wins are good. Oh my god. But there is an incentive to do the to get the good results. I don't understand. I'm relieved to hear from Fujit that he's not the only person. That he's not the only person to be suffering with such problems. That I'm not the only person to be suffering with such problems, because he has also been suffering with them. Which, of course, I mean, are we in the battle now already? This is incredible. I think that this is... I probably missed the start of this one too. Nope, we're in! Amazing. Yeah, there's definitely server issues. There must be here. There must be server issues, because NA apparently is down. But I don't understand how that's affecting OBS unless there are server issues. And then because there are server issues, that's resulting in my internet connection being absolutely rinsed. I don't know, but Zenith, red team south spawn, not going for the caps here, but there is a danger position here. We've got Zenith, the T1 30AT is in a triple scenario. Nixpel, Avalon, and RNG generator OP burning him down. Major Shock using the speed booster to just jump off into no man's land. Big early gameplay, 1 minute in, and we've lost tank from Zenith. Zenith are gunned down. They're also behind by a significant amount of HP, about 2,800. They're going to have to be trading quite effectively at the same time. Of course, over here, Master Tank Stern is a free agent. I'm surprised he's not like trying to lock up the caps. Looks like he's getting spots in, looking for shot on Kitsu. Won't take it. Will take one in return, and HNKL are just bringing in the numbers. They're bruising Zenith in the middle, and Zenith really, it was a risky play, and it was counted perfectly. My god, there's a lot of text on the screen here. Boom Shakalak going down to Master Tank Stern. Blade Runner in all sorts of jam, but this game is rigged. Coming in at a vital last minute to take down one. This looks all over for Zenith. The hit points are hugely in the favor of HNKL. No real finesse here, but we saw HNKL. They're not like. It's more than reasonable to assume that they could throw the game, but with this many heavies in this much of a close proximity, and Biscuit is running. Biscuit is trying to get out of there. He's blocked by the game. Is rigged, but he makes it. He does indeed make it. But we've seen HNKL, they do have the capacity to throw this game. This game is rigged, getting chased. Yeetibix in the 140 now, putting cap pressure on, trying to brawl Anna. Anna N in the IS-4. Anna using heat. Yeetibix could be leveling it up here. Biscuit joining in for the assist. It's 3-on-4. HNKL piled into Zenith. Down in this kind of area of death, this valley region here between the A and the B cap. A messy brawl. And we can see HNKL, they've got a gun advantage. They've got almost a double. Well, they've got a double hit point advantage. They lack mobility. It's 3 mediums against 4 heavies on a 4-cap map. We're not so far away from cap pressure. WoTB gets reset. Oh, Hazard's pushing in for the kill. WoTB is saying, nah, I'm not having any of it. WoTB, will he get safe? No, he's been spotted. Hazard 87 has the shot. Will he take it? Will he shut him down? Oh, it's a low roll. WoTB. WoTB, no. He's hanging in there by a thread. 162 with the thinnest hit points. And on the other end of the map, Kitsu, in the T22 uncatchable, is looking exceptionally catchable, one might say, but it's 2 caps. It's 2 caps to 1 here, but Nixpal, easy shot. Great use of the speed boost to keep up pressure, and this one looks like it's going to HNKL. WoTB and Biscuit are going to have to do something exceptional to pull this one out of the bag. Let's see. Oh, Biscuit getting tagged. The 140, great camouflage ratings. But HNKL, aggressive, buoyed with confidence. Now Biscuit's going to be looking for a track shot. But Mr. Shark right there with the final kill. And HNKL bring it up 2-1. Well, 1-2 in the favor of Zenith. 2-1 in the favor of Zenith. 3 points to win, 1 point to draw, 0 points to loss. The I'll show you the table afterwards, but basically you get the points points for winning games, 1 game difference. It's an interesting system. We'll talk about it. But the take home is all 8 battles are going to be played this evening. All 8 battles are going to be played. And every win, every round counts out of that 8. So even if you're getting ruined 5-0, like even if you can claw in a few victories on the tail end games, that could help your position, your overall finish in the league. And I quite like a good league format. I think that's something Wargaming have really struggled to implement in the tournaments. Is a sort of a structured league, because the way that they run the ascents is you're matched against notionally of the same teams with the same win rates register every week for like all 12 weeks of an ascent tournament. You'll have the same groups. You have exactly the same teams with exactly the same win rates. You'll have the same groups produced by the matchmaking algorithm, which seeds strongest versus weakest. Now, Wargaming, if they could create a league, a proper league where everyone plays everyone, all the teams registered will face all the other teams registered, that's one of the fairest, basically a round robin, but not just a top 8 round robin. But of course it becomes very very time consuming to run something like that, and YouTube is just on the fritz again. Yeah, creators STGD. I'm here hiding you on the channel because no spoilers. Like, why would you post the results? All right. Yeah, I got no time for that. We can talk about like unpermabanning you. Actually, let's do some housekeeping. I'm not seeing enough mods here. There we go. Well, it's Zenith once again on the cap deficit. Slightly less now. They've got B. Fujitsu is in a very interesting position. He's taking the T22 out towards D. Zenith's lineup, they're sticking with this quite... I don't know, this is a bit of a change. They've dropped the Russian mediums apart from the T22. WoTB has taken up the Vickers. That's given them the cap mobility. The caps are still ever so slightly in the favor of HNKL, but it is fractional. It's literally a 1 reset. Great shot by Hazard. Tagging, boom, shakalaka, slap with the tail end out in the open. HNKL with the cap lead. just have to sit back. This is classic Canal gameplay. Hazard is in a very difficult position. He's been spotted, and that'll be a spot by WoTB looking for a shot. I don't think he's going to get it. That's really... Oh, he found it. He found the angle. He found that angle. And the Vickers light tank has got such good camo. Really, I mean, this is a Diamond League camo, but its camouflage rating and its view range are pretty good. More the view range is a special element. But it looks like we've got some conflict here. It's 3 potentially on... I can't see. It looks like it's going to be a 3-on-3 scenario here. HNKL rocking the double Vickers alongside a mix of Russian and American heavies. But Anna N, huge overextension leading the charge. And that is a beautiful bait strat. Now the game is rigged. T110A30 Biscuit and Gitzel double tapping, triple tapping, but only 2 connecting. Diablo on Mr. Shark Jr. there. And Master Tank Stern. The Vickers Valiants from HNKL running away as fast as their tiny little tracks will carry them. This gives Zenith really nice control over the map. WoTB putting himself in a bit of a risky position, spotting up Adeline, running low through the valley in his own Vickers, looking to track down Mr. Shark. And this is dangerous territory here. WoTB looking for a HE roll, doesn't get it. Ricochet doesn't connect. WoTB in danger. If they turn around, they will have him. And it looks like Mr. Shark is peeling off. WoTB engaging 1-on-2 is very, very bold. Is he trying to distract them? Whilst Boom Shakalak is getting double teamed in the middle. Positioning's a little bit rough here. We've got 4 tanks from Zenith now crossing in the open. They're going to get farmed from Adeline. Adeline's going to have potentially a few more shots, maybe 1 more shot. The game is rigged. Sitting still in the open. Not a wise move. 382 hit points down. Zenith have the cap lead because they are a gun up, 2 guns up, extending that cap lead. Boom Shakalak wants to stay alive for as long as humanly possible, but I don't think he's going to be able to. I think Mr. Shark Jr. is going to be able to... Oh no, Mr. Shark Jr. is down. Boom Shakalak might be able to get 1 more shot into RNG Generator, but if he pulls back much further, Adeline will be there. But it's RNG Generator in the IS-4 with that kill shot. It's still a gun advantage. But you can see that HNKL have been very, very busy on the cap front. They're going to be bringing the cap lead up in their favor. RNG Generator has to die for Zenith to be able to take this one through. Biscuit moving in aggressively. He's got the reactive armor on the go. That's going to... Oh, he doesn't need it because T138C is there with a beautiful kill. Cap lead, guns, HP, all in the favor of Zenith. It's their match to throw at this particular point. WoTB spotting, controlling D, calling for help. Ooh. This is this one looks like it's going to Zenith. A very nice bait strat in the corner, then a push through D. WoTB getting exceptionally aggressive. HNKL almost turned it round. They almost turned it round with having 4 caps at one point in the battle, which was a really nice twist. Zenith kept up the gun pressure in the middle, whilst keeping their more vulnerable tanks, lower HP tanks, alive. We're seeing some good gameplay. I mean, it's really, I love seeing like just tournaments being played by good players, not like, you know, like the people that we've been seeing over the last month or so from the different internationals, the top 4 of each servers. Like, that's as good as the gameplay gets in international finals. Like, that's your S tier like tournament gameplay in the top 4. Like, you just it doesn't get better than that. And I think that actually watching these good players, these are all good players, watching them play, you know, we're talking like these are good players, but they're not that god tier tournament level player. And there are things that a good player does in public matches, which are very different to what a good player in tournament matches needs to do. The different ways of thinking, the different ways of working with the team. It's just it's very different, and I think until you really experience it, it's as you can see, I'm struggling to put it into words. Yeah, everyone keeps... The connection is so dodgy. And I think, yeah, it must be... It's a YouTube thing. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna persevere through it. But like, if the quality gets to a level which is just no longer passable, let me know. And we'll see how that goes. Anyway. Zenith, red team, North Spawn. We're on Fort Despair. It's currently 3-1 to Zenith. HNKL. Blue team, South Spawn. Picked up one of the games so far. Looking to not have a complete walkover. Nice double Kranwagen Vickers for HNKL on the camping bush over A. Double IS4, double T110E5 on the C flank. Zenith. Kitsul back in the T22 uncatchable. Seems to be the staple tank for that one. Spotting over B with the bush. He's backed up by T138T in the IS4. We're looking at a heavy line in the backfield. The game is rigged and Biscuit. Biscuit in the 113. Game is rigged in the T110E5. Typically where you see TDs. No TDs on the field. Pretty robust and reliable lineups here. A little bit of damage has been put out. 007 DGM and Mr. Shark Jr. T110 and IS4 respectively have taken a bit of damage so far. Hit points slightly in the favor of Zenith, red team. About 600 or so in their favor. HNKL, this is a very standoffish kind of game. We can see HNKL have got two distinct battle groups, two formations shall we say, which are kind of clumped together. 007 DGM looking to get in. Boom Shakalak, who's got eyes on C. Lovely position there. There's almost nothing, no pennable part of that tank showing. Maybe the front places there. Ooh, it's doable. It's a tough shot. HE roll. And you can see he's got really nice cover. It's a very tough angle to work to get a shot off into him. I'm sure it's possible. Zenith, however, their formation, it was a little bit looser. They were keeping the backfield in flexibility. Now they're splitting into a 3-4 as well. Zenith with 3 in the city versus HNKL's 4. Zenith with the numerical advantage on the medium flank. And this could be where the action's going to kick off first. Game is rigging Kitsu. Locking in the corner, Zenith have just achieved a huge amount of map control and domination by taking this area. Blind fire into the bush. Someone was spotted. Game is rigged, bouncing a shot. I think... Well, HNKL could be making a good read here. Anna A and the Kranwagen, yeah, there's a rotation, or at least the rotation is starting to happen. 2-5 split now for HNKL. Positioning's not great, but we're seeing the first cap move. Boom Shakalak and Blade Runner, double IS4 is going free. This will be a pretty snappy cap, all things considered. That's going to give the cap lead to Zenith. Zenith now on a 1k HP lead. They've put some damage into Anna A as well. 007 DGM will be going for C. Yeetabix gets a reset. What a great shot. Oh my goodness me, that was a good shot. Now, can 007, can he cap, or is he in reset territory? Does Yeetabix have any angle on him? I don't think he does. I also think he's got a lot of crossfire there. 007 DGM does get it. Track shot from Yeetabix. It's now almost a kill lead. Blade Runner and Boom Shakalak stacking on C. Yeetabix putting the pressure on 007. 007 down to it. Well, very low. Below half HP. Nixpal now coming in, overexposing, trying to shield 007 DGM. Oh, who put that building there? HNKL just getting... They are trading very poorly. The positioning is bad. They need to abandon this C-cap. And, well, actually, no, this is another option, another viable strategy. Mr. Shark and Adeline. Adeline tagged. by T138T on the crossing. Boom, Shakalak now staring down the barrel of a charge. Does he have support? Yes, he does. They are here. Mr. Shot doesn't have reactive armor on. Where's his reactive armor? Oh dear, he didn't need it. He needed it. He didn't have it. He didn't turn it on. He's got no one but himself to blame. And HNKL now are in a very, very sticky situation indeed, because all 6 of them are in this pocket, and Zenith have got 5 heavy tanks, 5 very heavy tanks, all jostling for position, whilst their T22 and T125 come in the backfield, and this is a slaughter. HNKL, the hit points just vanishing. They managed to shut down Utibix. 007 in the back, trying to stay out of the melee, just gets caught by the flankers. Zenith closing in. Utibix now low. Oh, it was T110 and 38T that went down. RNG Generator OP getting the final kill on Utibix. Kranwagen, well, no shots in the clip. It's a double Kran and a Vickers. I think the Vickers is gone for the old run. And Anna now, well, that is not the kind of party you want to be in the middle of. Blade Runner keeping them tracked. And the game is rigged with a kill. And it's 2 caps to none. Master Tank Stern is looking to just end this one as quickly as possible. Yeah, that's I think that's a reasonable thing. That's actually quite good in community tournaments where, like, you know, the pace of the games is purely dictated by, like, you know, the pace of your battle. Like, if you can finish them, you can start the next one, so on and so forth. So actually, like, in that scenario where it's just, it's almost impossible as a Vickers with like 100 and something hit points left to beat like 5 heavy tanks when the enemy's already got 2 caps and you've got none. Like, it just, even if you do the math and the DPM, like, that game is unwinnable without an exceptional amount of RNG to boost your damage in the form of ammo racks, for example. The prerequisite DPM to clear the field. Just, yeah, incredible. Absolutely incredible. And Zenith now leading HNKL 4-1. We've got 3 more games to play. We're going to go back into Fort Despair, swap those spawns round, and then I believe we're also going to be playing on, well, the last one. The last one, I think, is Mayan Ruins, if I'm not mistaken. We will see. We will see. We're ready. Let's see if the game is going to let us in. I don't want to miss any more. Oh, it looks like they're... Yeah, okay, we're going in. I think there was maybe some moving people in and out of the player rosters. Of course, that is something you have to handle manually in the training room and make sure the room creator controls that. And that is a very time-consuming task, as can be the case. Zenith, 6th battle this evening, leading HNKL. Well, HNKL 401, spawn swap on Fort Despair. Zenith, red team south spawn. HNKL, blue team north spawn. A similar lineup to before, although T138T is in his blade, his VK blade. I really like that camo. I want the camo. How do I get that camo? These are important questions. HNKL bringing the Vickers. Is it a double Vickers again? No, it's a single Vickers. Kranwagen's IS4s, T110E5s. You can see it's quite... these lineups are not particularly like this. Maybe that's the meta at the moment, like a less prevalence of TDs. A lower prevalence of TDs, sorry. Great control. 007 DGM is in a great position. The issue will be if he gets identified as being in isolation. And the game is rigged. Role-playing as a TD, looking for shots on 007. That's a really long range. I mean, the IS-4 is a tough pen, but he manages it. And, well, this dude's got damaged fuel. He took a shot early on. Interesting to see him not using the repair kit. I might have used the repair kit on that. But he's clearly holding on to that for a rainy day. Master Tank Stern from HNK He's in the Vickers, scouting out C. Boom Shakalak this time is the window man for Zenith. IS4 trying to stay hull down. He's sort of pennable there. Actually a tough... Let's just see, can we get the angle of this? Yeah, that's an easy pen. You can see the height of that window there. Just a little bit too tall. But Master Tank Stern is spotted. B's on the go. That's RNG Generator OP in the Crown Wagon. Is there a reset coming? Oh, I think maybe the game is rigged. Had a shot there. Looks like the game is rigged. Could have HE'd that. But HNKL now. They have the cap lead. They've got the pressure ticking over. They've also forced Kitsul. Well, they've taken him almost for half his hit points, and they forced him off the medium flank. HNKL now have a huge slice of map control in terms of particularly usable space. The medium flank is there. Zenith, same thing as what we saw happen to HNKL on the last battle. They're getting kind of hemmed into this little box here. Kind of like that if those cities, that terrain kind of makes a little rectangle shape. They have no depth out into the spawn. They're quite well connected. The T-22 could be in trouble if he gets pushed, because he's going to have to cross through the open to rejoin with his teammates. And the open is, well, a lot of firing lanes from HNKL, particularly these. Where are we? Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. These two Kranwagens locking it in. Anna using the speed boost. Zenith have rotated onto C. Adeline now could potentially be in trouble. Fully aware of it, using that speed boost. Nice little rotation. Good read of the battlefield. Adeline saying, I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to be that close to the front line. Not the furthest rotation we've seen. Second cap on the go. HNKL gets reset. Kitsul trying to put pressure on there, and Kranwagen. Oh, is he chasing? Is he chasing? The T-22 is running. Looks like T-130AT saved the bacon. I think Kitsul really caught a break there. If RNG Generator had just chased that T-22, probably could have clipped him. Zenith, though, they do have the A cap, and the hit point lead is not huge. It's about 1.5. But they have lost Adeline. Adeline is down. We missed that entire push. Ooh, Zenith. Big guns coming around the corner. Zenith, though, still 7 on the field. They are at the cap disadvantage. HNKL, they don't need to push you. They just need to hold. Just send the IS-4. Get the spots in. What are you doing? This is insanity. Like, you've got a numerical disadvantage here. You know you've got the cap lead and pressure. I'm not so sure this is such a wise move. But Kitsul is going down, potentially, to Master Link. But he might have him. Oh, he doesn't. That's a big swing, because Master Tank Stern will get the cap flip on C. And that will counteract the cap flip of T-130 on B. T-130 in the VK9001P blade camo. And HNKL now getting flanked by Yetibix. Yetibix with the shot into Mr. Shark. Mr. Shark will be the target. Boom Shakalak's gone down. I think HNKL now just need to run. They need to split up and run. Just staying around here for this is not useful. You're just going to be there for the next one to kill. RMP Generator will be going down to the game is rigged. Game is rigged with a nice kill shot at the end. Blade Runner looking pretty low. HNKL's cap points are just slowly ticking up. Poor focus fire. Very poor focus fire. Anna almost could have ended the game there. Anna can end the game with a kill on Blade Runner. 1 kill on Blade Runner. Oh, it's a track shot! Woo! And Zenith, Yetibix on the cap. Biscuit trying to shield Blade Runner. Anna going down. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Why did 007 not kill T-130? I don't understand. Master Tank Stern running. Gotta stay out of there. 007 can stay alive for just a few more seconds. Oh, he does. He survives, and HNKL just like just like dragging themselves through fire towards the victory. and there's just a completely normal path to the other side. It's like, if you just did this you could get there. And they're like, no, I want to swim in the hot lava and make it as dicey as possible. The same as we saw in the what a game in Desert Sands, where all they had to do was sit on the cap, and they're like, no, we're gonna try and kill these tanks and fail. But they managed it this time. And that takes us up to 4-2. We've got 2 more games to play. It can still end overall in a tie. It can still end overall in a tie. And of course, whoever wins this gets 3 points for their league. And for their team. Like, the winning team will get 3 points towards their score in the league. Draw is 1 point each. Loss is 0 points. But the individual battles counted is, like, the number of battles won is weighted when you're determining who's doing better. Like, if there's 2 teams which are 2-0, the one which has won more battles overall will be seated above them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, every win counts in the league. But of course, winning the overall fixture would be ideal. A draw would kind of be sucky for both teams, to be honest. Obviously less sucky for one of the teams than losing outright. Oh my goodness me. That was I mean, HNKL, they're making some, I mean, let's have a look at the players. 007, decent win rate, low average damage, probably still grinding tanks. Anna, huge average damage numbers, decent win rate. Again, a pretty low battle count. I mean, these guys are like Unicum, super Unicum level players. Some of them have got a bit. I don't know if some of these are rerolls or not. Possibly. Possibly not. But I mean, there's a couple of Diamond League avatars. Zenith. Well, Zenith is also a lot of good players. More battles, I think. They're less rerolly. So that kind of, I always mentally and informally account somewhat for rerolls. Like if you show me a 60% on 40,000 battles on an account that is older, and compare it to 10,000 battles on an account which is newer, but with a 65% win rate, I'd always kind of lean, like I give weight towards the legacy stats and the reroll influence as well. Because bearing in mind, when you reroll, okay, you take all the experience you had before, you get rid of, you ditch your legacy stats, and you have it's 2 prongs. You ditch legacy stats, which is your kind of ability while you're learning, which can be pretty sucky. You know, you could be a sub 50% player for the first so many thousand battles in 2014, and then have improved consistently since, but those legacy stats are still bringing down your global averages. You also have Newbie Matchmaker for the first 5,000 battles, where you need to be winning a lot more than you would in a regular matchmaker. Now, Zenith, red team, North Spawn. We're on Dynasties Pearl, so I got the map wrong when I speculated earlier. Zenith bringing double 113s, double VK90s, triple IS4s, super heavy lineup. They've gone to the city, and they've got the cap lead, a super aggressive push onto A. And they are dominating that city space. HNKL, way more mobile. We've got triple IS4 on the flanks, double Crown Wagons over B, and an E5 and a Batchat 25T lurking in the backfield. They're not so far behind, 25 cap points behind at the moment. HNKL blue team South Spawn for this particular matchup. Bearing in mind, it's currently 4-2 to Zenith. Zenith have demonstrated a slightly better aptitude, at least in terms of the match objectives. HNKL, I feel like they're not paying, or they're not giving enough precedent or importance to the cap scores. I really think I really think that HNKL, they could have had an easier game, and they might have even won an extra game if they just had their eye on the cap timer a little bit more. Ooh, speed boost on the go. Crossing. Interesting use of speed boost. Nice hull down, though. The issue, of course, here is that angle super strong turret. If you're firing at people like below you, forget it, they can't pen you. Someone elevated on top of this might be able to pen. No, it's still maybe if they're down there, but here, Anna N, maybe it might still have enough of an angular slope on that armor profile on the turret, but you can see they're just Anna is just really baiting that lower glasses. That's an easy shot. I'm surprised Kitsul hasn't just like swung out. Oh no, but there is the move by HNKL, and they are stacking for a pincer. Utibix waiting to kind of get engaged. Utibix is about to spot potentially Adeline. The game is rigged. There's lots of interesting crossfire lanes here. HNKL boxing in Zenith. Kitsul having to pull back. Master Tank Stern has taken a bit of damage. Zenith just in a really a good crossfire holding position. Utibix, yeah, lots of side scraping, lots of holding positions. Trying to manage the angles from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 different lanes. We've got RNG Generator, Master Tank Stern pushing the corner, Anna in the middle, and then you've got these 2 tanks, DGM and Mr. Shark on one lane, Nixpal and Adeline on the other. But I think the action is boiling down here first. Great tanks. I think the reason why Zenith are bringing the BK9001 keys is for this side scraping, this ability to side scrape very effectively, and that seems to be stacking, but the move is being made, and HNKL are going to try and come in through the middle, get the crossfire on the game is rigged. The game is rigged, holding on quite nicely, but Nixpan and Adeline coming into the backfield, the game is rigged is the call. Look at that focus fire, that's great, but Mr. Shark Jr. suffering in equal measure. Oh, that car just got deleted. Mr. Shark Jr. down to 7 HP. Someone didn't fire high explosive when they needed to. Boom Shakalak looking for the kill shot. Doesn't get it. Gets the track. Manage your ammo types correctly. Master Tank Stern potentially going to the cap reset here. That's going to be putting in. It's close. It's close. The Batchat could give HNKL the win. This cap mobility could play off unless Biscuit's able to go for the reset. Biscuit in the 113 going for the CPU set. Cap lead at the moment in the favor of Zenith. They've got 2 caps. Oh, Master Link Stern has had pressure put on him. He gets T138T, but Udovix looking for that kill shot will pick it up. And it is a 4-on-4. And Zenith, excellent cap control. Look at this, 3 caps to none. And they're balanced on a knife edge. And there was some great focus fire by HNKL on the push in, responded in kind by Zenith. And Zenith with a pretty comfy win there at the end, but it got a bit hairy when HNKL dropped the hammer and pushed in. I just think that they needed to commit to that push. They just needed to tank, focus, burn it down. Great, next one. And what HNKL did actually was go in, burn a tank down, come out. Oh, now we need to go back in again. It's like, nah, no, what you've done is you've kind of increased your travel time and limited your effective damage output potential. Like, and if you're the team pushing, you need to maximize that. You need to make sure that for as much time as possible, as many of your players as possible have got the same or as few targets as possible, but constantly. Like, your ideal world is all 7 of our tanks can shoot 1 of your tanks. And you can only shoot some of our tanks back with some of your tanks. Effective DPM management. It's key. But now Zenith leading leading HNKL 5-2. So they will win this particular fixture overall in the league. They're going to be taking 3 league points home this evening. HNKL just battling out to try and end on a 5-3. Zenith doesn't look like there's any lineup changes. They've gone heavy again. Triple IS4 core, 113s for a bit of speed. The VKs, some wonderful side scraping potentials. Similar lineup by HNKL. They brought their own VK9001P, which I don't think they brought last time. Double Kronwagens again. Vickers in place of a Batchat. Master Tank Stern, the light tank player, still for HNKL. Mr. Shark is not there. Mr. Shark is here. T125 with the paintballing camo. Great sport. will struggle to get the gun depression there. And actually, that spot, he can't really use that spot without exposing his lower glacis, which when you see how many red guns can occupy this fire lane in a pinch might be unwise. But Mr. Shark playing the proxy role out on the C flank for HNKL. HNKL, the same game plan as last time, except this time they've got the cap lead and they can be the defensive party. 007 DGM occupying what looks like the red spawn, I think. Oh, we've lost audio. Let's just go back in, pick up the tank audio. You just have to kind of dip into the right altitude to pick it back up, and then you can go back up and you can hear it. Makes no sense. And this is the, well, it's a 1k HP lead to Zenith. They put some damage on Adeline, but not a tremendous amount overall. And I think, is 007, is he going to look for maybe some cap pressure? I think HNKL might be looking for a route to put a cap stop on A, because that's what Zenith are going to have. Zenith they've got two options as the party playing catch up and cap pressure. You've only got two options. Kill enemy tanks, or like, well, I stand corrected by myself 5 seconds later. You've got three options. Kill enemy tanks, stop the enemy cap, or get another cap, a second cap. Those are your three options. That's the only way you can swing cap pressure around. It's very simple. Like all the complexity of clan wars, the strats, the metas, you can boil it down to those three particular elements in this kind of scenario. And it looks like Zenith are going to stack a rush on this flank. T130AT has a really difficult name to roll off the tongue. In a pinch. Master Tank Stern. Yeah, re-rolly. Re-rolly, it's a good description. Master Tank Stern. Oh, the VKs are pushing into B. And Zenith they're doing all three options at the same time. They're pushing in a 3-tank push to go. Oh, a 3-tank and a 2-tank pincer on 007. 007 is the call. He's getting burnt down. Not a happy boy at all. Master Tank's running away, not applying damage. The VKs cap B. So they burnt down a tank. They've got the B cap. They've done 2 out of the 3 things that they needed to do. Now they can instigate a holding pattern. Great shot by Yidovix onto Master Tank. Master Tank getting absolutely brutalized. Nixpal coming in round the side. But Boom Shakalak saving Blade Runner's ass, quite literally. Will take a shot. But the cap pressure now 2-1 with the gun down. And there's some low hit point tanks as Mr. Shark Jr. is the next call. Surrounded by Reds, isolate, focus, and destroy. Seems to be Zenith's order of the business, order of the day, order of business for the day. And Zenith with a really well executed, like, that was good gameplay. I like that. That was well thought through, well executed. It helped that HNKL didn't really respond effectively, but that was part of the plan. Like, maybe it wasn't part of their plan, but. They had a really nice basically two elements. Do I have strat sketch? I want to show you that because that was the last one. I want to show you that. That was really cool. We haven't done strat sketch in a while, so let's see if we can bring that up. Sign in. Are you going to work for me? Dynasties Pearl. Excellent. Okay. So we're on strat sketch. Bueno. I'm not going to do the little fancy cutout thing. Although we could actually. Wait. I think we've got Yeah, we've got some league stuff up from before, which we can just turn that off. What's the scores? What? Left and right. Okay, there we go. We can turn that off. That works. We can talk. We can use this mini map actually. This is well set up, and it's in the garage, which is interesting. This is interesting. This works. We're happy with this. So, what I want to discuss with my little red pinger. Actually, that's... Can I make that? Well, no, we'll leave it that size. We'll leave it that size for now. Basically, Zenith had A. They had a 25 cap deficit to HNKL, who had C. Zenith stacked their VKs over B. At the same time, they made a 3-tank push through here and a 2-tank push through here. 2 main areas of pressure with a pincer on the lower one, which is good. And HNKL, they were there. The HNKL had all, I think, 6 tanks. Maybe there was a 7th man up here somewhere. Certainly there was towards the end, towards the middle, sorry, looking in towards A. But they were in a position to respond. By seizing the initiative and having a multiple kind of pronged approach, Zenith forced HNKL into a series of tough decisions. And you saw like Master Stern in the Vickers saw the tanks coming, was like, nah, I'm a light tank, I need to bounce. HNKL panicked a little bit, but there was a great pincer and focus fire here, kill a tank early on. And HNKL then, by forcing a split, you're either going to deny B or you're going to be losing guns. And either outcome puts you at a disadvantage. Okay, maybe you can address the push, but you're still getting pincered. I mean, you've got a pincer over here, these 2 flanks coming in. And even if you go to address this, you're then still getting pincered. And again, talking about effective DPM, part of the equation of effective DPM is the angle of view and your opponents relative to one another. Now, a hull down tank has got really effective DPM for trading. If you can't pen that tank, like if the enemy team can't pen it, all they can do is splash it with HE. That's great. That is bueno. That is winning. Now, in the same way that kind of denying damage through tight position, hull down, whatever, or being outside of like spotting range is a way of denying damage. Pincering is a way of denying damage application on some of, like, you force the enemy to make a decision between facing this group or that group, this player or that player. And the enemy is going to then either have really good, really disciplined focus fire, rally, and this is what the pros will do, is they'll make a key decision rapidly and effectively. Everyone will get on the same page and everyone will pile in and they'll try and deal with one threat at a time. What we saw in that last battle was the HNKL team tried to do both, which didn't work. And then they were in a position where some tanks were... They pretty much all of their tanks were exposed with their rear or side armor to some of the forces of Zenith. Zenith were the outside force pincering and closing in HNKL in the pocket. And so HNKL was basically presenting easy targets, which maximizes the effective DPM of the person shooting or the team shooting. And also limiting their effective DPM by having some tanks running away, some tanks rotating between targets, while Zenith, and we saw it in this push here, they swarmed over one tank at a time, burn it down. The first tank died here, and then they pinched it over here. The next one died here. That was good gameplay. That's the kind of thing the tournament teams at a fundamental level need to have a good understanding of, both to implement and to counter. And these kind of developing that style of gameplay, those skill sets as a unit, is what's going to kind of separate good teams and great teams. The better you can implement that kind of stuff. So that was a really nice game, I have to say. That was a really nice game to go out on. And we are keeping this stream. Although it looks like the stream has now stabilized, we only dropped 25,168 frames during a 1 hour, 10-minute live stream, which is not ideal at all, if we're being honest. But let's see if we can catch up with the chat. Yeah, Wild's one is absolutely. I mean, it's a good observation. You know, like the order of the rush is just, it can be just as important. Having the right tanks going in first can really help. Of course, you know, there are lots of different considerations to have, like rushing in the fast tanks first, and sometimes it can result in them being overextended. It's considerations and extra level of detail and those kind of things, like, so getting the pincer moves, the pushes set up correctly. Great teams will then have like the correct order, or like, you know, the tanks will be going in a specific way and along the best routes. Like you can really deep dive into the way, like even one individual, like that kind of, you could dissect that move by Zenith to flip cap pressure and control of the match in their favor, and you could dial in on details, and you could spend literally hours perfecting that strategy before you even then start addressing like the vehicle meta that a team might be bringing to a particular match. So yeah, looks like Biscuit from Zenith having the loss issues as well. I'm glad it's not just me. That makes me feel somewhat relieved, if I can say that. Anyway, yeah, net for force is true. They could have they could have counter pushed either way. Like that's the thing, is if you're getting pushed, like an iron fist. That's like kind of the old school terminology from around 2015-16. An iron fist push from a ball of tanks, a ball of aggression, DPM, whatever, is very effective. It has a lot of effective DPM. It can clear targets very effectively if people are focusing on the same tank, you know, in unison. So the only real way to counter that in a brawl scenario like that, where you're on top of each other pretty much instantly, there's not really any range or terrain play, so to speak of. It's just there's a little bit of an undulating park environment with some ramps and whatever drop-offs, which are quite easily navigable. The only true, like the only way, and Nephil Force is absolutely right, the only way that they could counter that HNKL could have countered that push was to, I mean, literally pick one, either the VKs in B or the tanks coming in through the middle, and try and form their own iron fist to punch back with. Anything else, unless you've got an exceptionally mobile lineup and you can sacrifice a tank or two and then try and play the cap game and be evasive and sneaky, but you know, like, this map is not the best for that. But no, that was a just catching up with the chat further back up. Spitfires from the FBI, from FBI clan, recalling the 4 shots that bounced off a 7 HP E5, and that's another thing. The further up the tournaments you go, like, okay, players might be at a similar level in ratings or random battles or even in terms of mechanical skill, but there are decisions that you have to make in tournaments that, like, people just aren't used to making. Like, if you like effective managing your DPM effectively, you've got a 183, you don't use it to kill the 7 HP tank. The 183 goes and focuses on someone else and relies on a nearby ally to clear the tank. Or, for example, like, you really, like, brilliant teams would have fired HE at a 7 HP E5. I think pretty much anything can splash damage 7 HP in the vast majority of an E5's hitbox. I think. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, the stream. Sorry, Vojta Novak. The stream is done for this evening. Just did a quick tournament stream. I've got a birthday on the grill, but I'm going to go and play that touch so I can, I don't know, try not to completely trash my stats. We'll be back tomorrow evening with more of the same. Tutors, once the stream is up, you can't, unless you restart OBS, you can't drop the delay, or it's tricky, and I can't be asked to do it. So maybe there's a way. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to see TXC versus W1B. Where they're going to play on Fort Despair, Naval Frontier, Castilla Mayan Ruins. So that's going to be 8 p.m. in the evening, 8 p.m. Monday evening. Going to have another short hour-long tournament coverage with two teams that I believe TXC played 1-1. No, TXC played 1, drew 1, and WIB played 1, drew 1. So this will be quite interesting. These two teams will be looking to really differentiate it. So already in the early stages of the league, we've already had 2 draw fixtures. So I'm looking forward to watching TXC and WIB W1B play tomorrow evening. I'm looking forward to spending more time with you guys. The link to my Discord server is in the video description below. Please do come and stop by and join the party. All right. I've been what? What have I been awarded? What? What emblem? What? That was Did I just like make something up completely? I'm sure it said something about an emblem. I don't even know what an emblem is in this context. Do they mean an avatar? Clan Dodge emblem? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Alright, we're off. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. And I will see you all on the next one. Ciao for now.